When you have a passion, as a woman, you can do anything.
Are you okay to begin?
Yes.
Great. Well, everyone, hi. Thank you for coming and joining us on Out of Town.
Thank you.
My name's Alexa, your host, and today we are with the lovely and beautiful Karla Gutierrez. And we are here in Tulum at your beautiful hotel called Casa Violeta. So, first of all, I just want to say this is absolutely incredible. I've never been to Tulum before. This is my first time, and I don't think it will be the last. I can see such beauty and passion and so much thoughtfulness behind your project, and I'm so excited to talk to you about how this came to be and learn a little bit more about your story. Can you tell me a little bit about where you grew up and if travel was a big part of your life growing up?
Yes. So I grew up in Guadalajara.
Okay.
I grew up in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Yeah.
And yes, traveling was a big part of my life. And to go and search for new ideas and new people was a big dream and passion of mine growing up.
Hospitality is an intense business. And when did you know that was the path for you? That was the career path that you would like to choose?
So it did not end up coming about hospitality. It ended up coming about traveling, finding my passion and what I wanted to do. And when I first came to Tulum and touch base in this sand and this place, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to bring people here. I want to make them feel what I feel, connect them to spirituality, to the four elements. And for me, that's how I said, I have to share. I have to being part of hospitality and do my project.
If you're from Guadalajara,
yes.
How did you find yourself in Tulum? What brought you here?
The Mayan ruins, the magic of our ancestors, and I wanted to visit, and I was mesmerized once here.
And how many years ago was that about?
That was the land itself. I have 20 years with the land, but I have coming to Tulum way before.
Okay.
Like 27 years before.
Oh, wow.
7 years before. It took me like 7 years to find the land and make it happen.
What were you doing career-wise before you started Casa Violeta?
I studied business administration, and at the end it wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in finance, and at the end the Mexican peso went very down, and they ended up sending me to a branch in a bank, and it's like, no, this is not it. And then I started traveling and working. I created my first company. Before having Casa Violeta, I created Il Truco. So I had a photograph studio.
Oh.
And a place to connect with beauty. A friend of mine had a salon, like a beauty salon, so we did photography, we did things, we did so many things, and I started like traveling a lot around my that business.
Yeah.
But I started in business,
Yeah.
as a career, and then it wasn't for me, and I went in search of my dreams.
Yeah, I think that's such a beautiful story because in some way too, business administration and the photography studio, it all
Yes.
it's kind of a beautiful marriage that what brought you here.
Yes, I did my career. It wasn't there,
Yeah.
but I loved managing it. So I love that I studied business administration because it gave me the tools to
Exactly.
be able to use them here, having my own business. So it was amazing. My mother has private schools, so as well I for some years traveled with her after I did my own business, and at certain point I wanted to create my own dream. My mom is a widow, and I saw how she did her own schools. So she had 3 girls and was just like manifesting her own business, and she created these amazing schools.
That's beautiful.
And I saw her how she started from zero, the schools. So
that's such a wonderful example to see as a woman.
As a woman,
Yes.
what when you have a passion, as a woman you can do anything.
Yeah.
Anything. So that was as well very important for me in how I got to do my own project. And here was the everything I was dreaming about was here.
Yes.
And then it comes the idea, I have to create a place to connect the white brotherhood of men and make a place of spirit, casa, and a home for spirit, Casa Violeta.
And where does the name come from, Casa Violeta?
Because I wanted to do the home,
Yes.
of connection, of giving this feeling to people, and as well to connect with their violet, their crown chakra, that is the violet flame.
Oh.
So with the violet flame is their connections, their so much in how people can find themselves, and through walks in nature, to breathing, to practices, to ceremonies. So to open your crown chakra with the violet flame is endless. So I thought I wanna share this with these two grounds.
Yes.
The casa and the violet.
It's almost like you're holding space for people to come back to themselves.
Yes.
And that's such a beautiful message.
That was the mission.
Yes, and you really do feel it here, truly. It's such a beautiful community, and everyone that's walking around, and there's so much respect and love and care that you can see is radiating through the people who work here and also the people who are staying. And so I think you've done a really beautiful job.
Thank you.
Of course. Travel has been a part of your life from you were a little girl, and when did you really see the value of it in your personal life and your professional life?
There was no other place for me in the world. I wanted to be here, and I needed to create this place.
No other option.
No other option.
You've been in Tulum you've been coming to Tulum for over 27 years.
Yes, but in Casa Violeta for 20 years.
For 20 years. But you've been here through so many of the ups and downs and the changes. And I can imagine 20 years ago, it was a very different Tulum than what it is today. How have you adapted Casa Violeta?
I've been staying true to our mission, that it was be a home for other people and be here with open hearts. So we still, even things changes outside, we are true to that what's hold us, all of us here.
Is there anything that has been a little bit challenging about holding on to that authenticity? Because I find it to be a very different...
Obviously, if you want to bring parties and bring hundreds of people here, you can create a lot more money, but that's not my goal. My goal is to do what I do and create a place to people to come and recharge and go recharge to their crazy lives, and this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we're not going to change because there's some more money in another way.
It's a hard decision to make, especially as a business owner, but it really, that dedication to authenticity and to continuing to hold true to your mission it's very admirable, because I think a lot of people would maybe sell out, but I think it really shows. It shines
because
through.
when you love what you do, there's no other way. I have to keep doing it this way. If I'm gonna have parties or things or something that is not Casa Violeta, so why I'm here?
Yeah,
I just leave and sell it and goodbye. But no,
that's not the point. That's not the point of what you're trying to do here. I love that. So are there any memorable stories that you have from guests that really that ring true to why you do what you do?
Yes, absolutely. So through the years, we've been meeting amazing artists, philosophers, even celebrities. We used to do these beach parties like very randomly, and it's crazy. But to me, the memories that I cherish the most are being able to watch kids that they were coming here from like at 5 years old, and many of them and many families that are being our families because they come for these 15 years. So now I'm like seeing like these kids in their lives coming back, because this is their home as well. So they I know we need to go back. So I see them arrive in their new lives, swimming and recharging, and then going back to their adventures. So it's just like what is one of the biggest gifts to have to see this grow in everybody.
To see it grow generationally too, and then and see the love, that the memories that they've made. And I think that's also what Heidi and I, if you haven't watched last episode with Heidi, please go listen to it. But Heidi was saying that it's been such a beautiful journey because she's known you through her 20s and her 30s and her 40s and now her 50s, and it's been such a beautiful journey with this as kind of like the constant, somewhere she can always come back to.
And as well, I think as having this openness of feeling home, guests are open to talk to others, and there are sometimes advices that have shaped differently lives in people for a conversation they had had with someone. And I've heard some of them through my years, and that's inspiring. And as well, relationships have been made here that are like true gems of like these connections, and they still build these friendships.
Yeah, it's something you can forge a connection that lasts a lifetime. And I always think when you're traveling or when you're out of your comfort zone, when you meet people and you have that connection or these conversations that maybe you wouldn't have in other places, that bond is so strong. And you have this experience and this memory together that lasts forever, and you feel like you've known them forever.
Yes, because you come to this context and it's like your true self.
Yes, exactly. Like
your
the walls
mirror.
Are down. Yes. Like there's no trying to be something that you're not, because you're here and you're in your bathing suit and you're sandy, and it's just a raw version of yourself that is often the most beautiful. So having people be comfortable in that version of themselves, and then they can move through life being comfortable. So I think, like, how amazing is that?
I agree with you.
What do you think makes Casa Violeta that place where people continue to come back to?
This feeling of ease, this feeling of openness, and this connection to the elements, like the sun, the wind, the fire through our ceremonies. They become raw, and then they recharge and then go back. So they want to come back to this feeling of wholeness.
That's true. I think when you find yourself in a place, you always want to go back to.
If you left recharge and good, it's like I want again.
I can feel that. It's so, especially living in New York where we both live, there's so much disconnection from yourself and what's actually happening. You're so worried about the outside happenings of the world. You're not really thinking about yourself because it's not part of the culture there.
Or to-do list.
It feels forced, and it feels so rigid. And here, I think it's none of that. There's there's no rules. There's no timetable that you're keeping to. So yeah,
there's that freedom.
Yeah, and it's a freedom to be you. So I think that's amazing. How do you connect with the local community here in Tulum?
So obviously through being here for so many years, that we know a lot of artisans, and we open them to do markets here. So we have like community markets. We open to maybe women circles, and they come so many times to share, and the full moon or the new moon, and as well we let them come and enjoy the beach. So there's a lot of love in a lot of the local peoples for this place, because we've been here for so many years, and as well they don't have to travel, but they come here, they recharge if they're fed about food, because our food is delicious. So they come for their salad or their avocado toast or their pizza, whatever, but food as well is being a big factor.
That's really important to serve a local community when you're a business that caters primarily to tourists. That's something that where I'm from in East Hampton is also a huge thing. And I love that that's part of your ethos here.
Yes.
Because that's part of what makes this place special too, is the local community and the local artisans that you work with and the people that you're going to see walking down the street. It's all one thing. And just to see, it's kind of a microcosm of the greater Tulum here. It's not just one type of person that's here.
No, we have the locals coming.
When something's too homogenous, when you just see the same cookie cutter thing, it's not as interesting.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's a great picture of what the real Tulum is, I think. Back to what we were saying, we both are living primarily in New York. So how do you balance having a business here in Tulum and living primarily in New York? What does that look like for you?
So it's been helpful, let me tell you, because as being here and there, the in the everyday life, you connect with people and they come. We're being able to travel a lot in other places as well. And it's not just like promoting the place through ourselves. It's a lot like Heidi living in New York and all these amazing people from New York that are part of this community and family. Is being a lot of being there. It's been challenging, of course. But when, as I mentioned, when you're passionate in what you do, I'm involved in most of seeing who's coming, who's not. So it's been challenging, but I am doing it, and I enjoy it. And a big part is to stay with my routines, having my yoga practice, my meditation, to try to manage stress as best as I can. Transitions are hard, and if I don't have like a good routine, then it could be like difficult to move so much from one country to another.
Yes.
But it stay very grounded with my own.
With what fills you up.
Yes.
Right, because that's so important.
Yes.
Self-care, especially in the hospitality,
Yes.
or because you're giving so much of yourself.
Exactly. So you have to.
Yeah, you have to fill your own cup.
Yes.
Is that part of your routine? Is meditation and yoga?
Yoga.
Is it every day?
Every day.
Okay. In the mornings, afternoons?
Mornings.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a beautiful practice.
Yes. And by my breathing, so it's just like
It grounds you.
grounding to the next task.
Yes. Okay. I love that. I practice yoga as well. And I did my yoga teacher training like 8 years ago-ish. I don't teach, but it was just a really great learning experience. And I think the lessons you learn through a yoga practice are lessons that you can carry.
And then it keeps on giving because you manage your breathing.
True.
In different situations and transitions. So like every pose, life is a pose, and then you're moving into these different poses, and then you just have to adapt your body and yourself and your emotions. So yoga to me has been huge.
And there is a beautiful yoga shala here.
Yes.
Is that partly, was that a big thing?
Yes, our rooms have been different yoga studios through the years.
Oh.
So we always had yoga here. So it's like Magnolia, before being Magnolia, was a yoga studio, even Lotus, and then it found its home in the heart of the property.
Is the central piece to the
Yes.
property.
Yes.
Because you're walking by, and even if you're not going to practice, it serves as a reminder to just stay grounded and remember who you are, why you're here, and just like
Exactly.
and it's
As
there.
well, so many people, why don't you build more rooms in the garden?
Oh, well, that's also, your commitment to authenticity and what you think is important. And I really respect that you're like, no, this is my yoga studio. I don't want to move it.
Exactly.
What have you learned about yourself through this journey of Casa Violeta and the business that you've built?
So is resilience and that you can do what you want if you're passionate about it.
Okay.
And stay true to what you love, and you can do anything.
Have there been any moments where you felt your confidence wavered?
Well, that's part of the routines and the yoga practice on the strength and as well, to me, my family. My family is huge, like my husband and my son, and my family is a big part of my strength.
Yes, that's beautiful.
So that's why I'm in New York, and with my family, but it's a perfect balance.
And you guys can always come here and enjoy,
Exactly.
relax, and disconnect. What a
Well,
beautiful.
we're always working,
Wow.
but it's good.
Yes. Do you mind if I ask, do you have space to go travel without coming back here? So are you traveling other
Our
places?
season is lower in the summer,
Okay.
so we are away. We're seasonal.
Okay.
So
'Cause it's important, I think, for you to be inspired by other places
My summers are
or elsewhere.
yes.
Okay, lovely. Do you have a favorite place you like to go during the summer?
I go a lot to Italy.
Okay.
We love to travel, and then as you were asking in the bucket list, we're planning like maybe to go to Asia. I love my son to go to Tokyo.
Very
And
cool.
I would love to go to Egypt and see those ruins, and
That's my number one too.
exactly. So I'm on that path.
I'm waiting for a special moment. I know I'll know when the time is right to go to Egypt.
So that's it.
Yes.
The dreams.
Yes, that's number one. It looks fantastic. It looks so amazing. If you could offer a piece of advice for someone who is dreaming about opening their own hotel and working in hospitality, is there something that you could share that would maybe help someone?
I think that it is super important to have a passion for hospitality, to know that you're there for people, and that has to be like very true, to be there always, and hospitality, and having very clear mission and goals of what you want to do, and stick to them.
Yes. Okay. That's great advice. I think because if you write it down and you know exactly what the reason why you got into something in the first place, then you can revisit it when you're feeling a little wonky
Yes.
or like a little unstable. It's a great reminder to feel your purpose again.
I spent a lot of time and years traveling, and my stories, and with the name, and I have my book of travels, and my how the goals came, and how strongly I feel about them. It's like a very important part, on being, especially in hospitality.
This question just popped into my head. All of the rooms are named.
Yes.
Where do these names come from?
So it's again a part of the spirituality journey. So I love flowers, and I love goddesses. Our first retreat that we did is Awaken the Goddess retreat back in 2005, all New Yorkers. And then just like as Casa Violeta was all the search on the name of Casa Violeta and the meanings and the spirituality behind just the color violet. And the same started with jasmine. So we have a lot of flowers, jasmine, lily. We have goddesses like Ixchel, is the goddess of Tulum. We have Oshun, is the goddess of the waters. We have Gaia. We have a goddess Artemisa, that is one of my favorite goddesses. We have Camellia, another beautiful flower, and all the flowers as well have their meanings.
Of course.
So I think if you wanna like go deeper, you can go a lot of deep in any of our rooms, in our name, and in a lot of our ceremonies.
I'm in Ishtar. What
Yes.
does that mean?
Ishtar is another goddess.
Another goddess.
Yes.
Okay. I'll have to look her up.
Now she's gonna tell you so many things.
Oh, I'm excited to learn about her. What advice might you have for travelers who are visiting Tulum for the first time?
I think that Tulum has a lot of cultural activities to do, and they should have them in their plans as well, to visit our ruins, and all the ancient pyramids, Tulum, Coba, Mujil, Chichen Itza. We have amazing cenotes to visit. The biosphere in itself is just here, and I know it's beautiful that just stay on the beach because our white sand and these turquoise waters, but as well planning to explore and put it in your agendas on the trip is very important.
I think so too, because you could spend a whole week on the beach and just be partying and drinking and whatever, and not really experiencing what makes Tulum so special and why people were drawn here in the first place. Because I think that's so much of why there's this booming community here because of the sacred nature to it and all of what's available from this portal.
Exactly.
Because it's so gorgeous. I mean, the beach, of course, but the jungle right behind us is
the mangroves.
Incredible. It's all very connected. It feels very nice.
Yes, I think that.
We already talked about your number one destination on your bucket list, Egypt.
Yes.
Okay. Has there been anywhere that you've visited more recently that really spoke to you?
I'm planning a trip to Oaxaca.
Oh.
With my mother, that she loves it. So Oaxaca is a very traditional part of Mexico with their foods. So I'm just like really looking forward. And I travel a lot to Italy, so there's so many places in Italy. My husband is Italian, so
okay.
So there's a lot there.
It's like you have all these different homes, all around the world.
Being him Italian, so my son has been raised a lot over there, so we travel a lot there.
Okay, what a lucky kid.
Yeah.
Mexico for me has been such a special place. This is the fourth time I've been to Mexico in the last 4 years, so I do tend to come here every year, and I think there's something so magnetic about it. What is something about Mexico that might surprise others that you could share?
I think the spirituality in Mexico is incredible. And if they want to explore a little bit more of the Mayan rituals that we have here, we have the Temazcal ceremony that is an ancient tradition to connect to spirit and cleanse. And the cacao ceremony is another beautiful tradition from cacao beans that we have in Mexico. And I think it's important that people as well go deeper into all these traditions that Mexico has.
Could you tell me a little bit about what a temazcal is for people who might not know?
Temazcal is like a tipi that we cover it, and we have these volcanic red stones that we put in the fire. And then we introduce, it's called the abuelitas, the grandmas, to this tipi that is the earth. So through this steam and this place of the elements, you chant, and then you come in contact with the 4 elements. So there's 4 doors in the ceremony, and it's a very powerful ceremony to cleanse, let go, and recharge.
Okay, and you offer that here at Casa Violeta?
Yes, we do.
What other kind of rituals do you offer here?
We offer as well the cacao ceremony. That I was mentioning to you, and sound ceremonies, sound healing, beautiful, and so many beautiful massage treatments.
Beautiful. What does a cacao ceremony look like?
This cacao ceremony was made to connect communities through taking the cacao beverage.
Okay.
It opens the heart.
Yes.
So through the ceremony, they do it in different ways, but it's mostly a form of connecting the community and open their hearts.
Is that something that you do with the full moon, or is it...
The cacao ceremony could be beautiful as well to do it on a full moon, but as well we practice it in not only on the full moon.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. You could do it anytime.
But it's all these rituals and activities that we give to people to open their hearts and to connect and feel open and be ready to go back to their real lives.
Yes.
So it's just some like tunings.
Do you find guests are often thanking you after spending some time here?
Yes, but well, the most gift is they come back.
Yes. Oh, lovely.
That's for me the gift, and then I come and then I see them again here. It's just like...
Is that something that really
beautiful,
warms?
very, very important.
It's the highest compliment, I think, to know that someone would return and support you and this beautiful message that you're bringing to the world.
So many of our guests come back, and I love that they do the friendships and this.
I've seen that even, I've only been here for 2 days, but almost everyone that I've met here, it's their 5th or 6th or 10th or 30th time here.
Yes.
And that's such a testament to what you're building. And it's really beautiful to see old friends come together and be so excited to see each other, because it's like a little surprise. You never know who's going to turn up, and it kind of reminds me of a circle, which is curious because the yoga studio is a circle, and there's that beautiful building it's kind of everything is coming back around, and it's through every season of life. It's always here.
It's a place of celebration. Talking about celebration, I got married here, and it was just magic to have all my friends and everybody. But I think it opened this connection to home, to offer as well Casa Violeta for weddings.
Yes.
So for like today we have Asia and Jonathan, that they came here with like a girlfriend and boyfriend. Then they did their wedding here, and now today they're coming with their 2 kids.
Oh my gosh.
And that's another part that is like amazing. Like the weddings that have happened here through the years as well is beautiful to see they come back for their honeymoons, or like today.
Yes. Oh, that's so sweet, and it's to share a part of their story with their family.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Casa Violeta must be a part of so many people's stories.
Yes.
And to having weddings. So I didn't realize that you had weddings here.
We have weddings.
That's fantastic.
It's another big part.
That's a big part of Casa Violeta?
We have weddings.
Okay.
And offer, like in the daily basis, our ceremonies.
Yes. And also you can just come stay here.
Exactly.
Right? Oh, would be a great place to have a wedding.
Because you're enjoying for 3 days.
This is the final question I have written down. But what's next for you or Casa Violeta, and what's your vision for Casa Violeta in the future?
Casa Violeta is to keep doing what we love, with passion, with love, that our staff keeps thriving and enjoying working in Casa Violeta, and being passionate about it. As well, it would be a big dream to might expand to another country, I don't know, Italy, the United States, but could be a dream that who knows what time could bring.
Yeah, that's amazing. And could I ask you one more question about how do you enjoy your time here in Tulum? I know you said you come and you're working.
I love the temazcal. So I need my swims, my walks on the beach, but most of it sunrise, sun gazing, and finish with my temazcal before I leave, and then I'm like good to go.
You're good to go. So that's something you always do when you come here?
Yes, I cannot. I have to do the temazcal.
Oh, beautiful. Well, Karla, this has been fantastic. I'm so grateful for you and your beautiful home here in Tulum, and thank you so much for sharing it with me. I've really enjoyed myself, and I think you're such an inspiration for women and business owners and entrepreneurs, and it's so beautiful what you've built, and thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again.
Of course.
Maybe for your wedding.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Guys, line up. And if you would like to see more about Casa Violeta, you can find the Instagram and the link to the hotel in our show notes. And I have to say, it is a wonderful vacation spot, and I really couldn't recommend it highly. So come to Casa Violeta when you can, everybody. All right? Well, thank you, Karla. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.